Hi, BookTube. Um, this is my first video outside. I'll give you a little view. Downtown Akron. I just finished East of Eden, John Steinbeck. And oh my God, like just finished. You could probably see the look in my eyes. This book kept making me cry. I finished the drawing on the back. My version is the Viking that has the wayward bus. So I drew the little wayward bus coming through this little Garden of Eden scene, and I smudged it all up, but I made a sign going towards a parking lot as a little Joni Mitchell reference, because I wanted to say that they paved paradise and put up a parking lot, because I was already making a bus drive through it, so I was like, well, here's the common factor. So anyways, the first minute was nothing about East of Eden. This book, I'm glad it's so long. I wish it was longer, but there's so much in it that like really made me think. And then like the characters of Lee and the characters of Samuel, they're such wonderful people. It's the amount of like life advice that they give, and I'm glad I read this book now, because that means that the next time I read it will be my second time reading it, you know? Yeah, I was taking notes during it. I was really, it's John Steinbeck's elaboration on the Cain and Abel story, and it kind of combines his real world. The lineage of the Hamilton family ends up including the Steinbecks, so including John himself. And there's a lot that happens to these families. A big theme in this is people being like predetermined because of their family, to make certain mistakes and to fall into certain habits, and like Adam and Charles are the first siblings we meet, and eventually we meet Adam's children, Caleb and Aaron, and Caleb and Aaron are like a reflection of Charles and Adam, and both are a reflection of Cain and Abel, because the C character in both cases is the mean one. I'll probably give a couple spoilers for the book. I wanted to avoid them at the beginning, but I'm going to say things that kind of spoil some of the plot. Caleb thinks of himself as mean. He thinks of himself as bad, and he watches his brother Aaron grow up, and he always thinks of him as good. He always sees him and says, like, this is my brother who represents goodness, all things good in this world. And part of that goodness was seen as his purity, and his how simply his brain seemed to go for what seemed to be the right thing, or what was like morally justified. But we see as they grow that Aaron doesn't actually know how to live his life any other way than this pure for self thinking. Like, he's so self-involved. And Caleb is the one that believes himself to be self-involved to the point of being a bad person, but it's actually because he's seeing the people around him, and he's noticing the effects that he has on these people, and he sees it. Like, he sees when he makes someone sad, he sees when he hurts someone, and Aaron doesn't. So Aaron goes through, like, being loved by everyone, but he ends up hurting everyone by not thinking about them. And since Caleb's so self-conscious, he thinks of himself as evil. But but the fear of being bad, that was one of the things that really got me. Was one of the times I cried reading this was Caleb pleading to God not to let him be bad, not to let him be mean. I wonder if we've all had those thoughts before, those thoughts of, are my thought processes negative? Do the things I say and the way I look at people and the way I involve people in my life, are those things hurting them? Am I so self-absorbed that I don't see those things, and I, like, go through the world without seeing who I've hurt? It's a lot to think about. The book really is beautiful. Like, the descriptions of nature and how each character has different I know Steinbeck said that he wanted each character to be a symbol, and he was thinking less as people. I'm sorry, I'm waving this around. It's probably distracting. He said he wasn't thinking of them totally as people when he wrote it, and more as symbols. But I wonder if that's just an author's view on people in general. Is like, because people are like a bunch of freeze frame snapshots of moments that are significant to them, of people who would say things in a way that they really believed, or so, like, people are always products of their environment as much as they are genetically themselves. They're also epigenetically and environmentally themselves. And so there's a lot of times where you can end up seeing someone as representing what they came from. I do think that John Steinbeck, in creating these characters as symbols, was able to create dynamic people. Like, that was, I didn't understand how that would be possible going into it. How these characters would be written as symbols and still be relatable. It's because he develops them. He makes them have interactions. He makes them have motives, and it's really beautiful. I am excited to read more John Steinbeck. I am excited to read this again. I'm going to give it to my friend. I'm going to ask her to annotate it however she likes, whether it's underlining one thing or drawing all over it, or something I want to do is annotate my books with friends. So if anyone wants to borrow a book that I have, I'll send it to you, as long as you underline some stuff and write in it. I'll send it. So anyway, that's the end of my East of Eden discussion. Thanks for watching. Bye, BookTube.